And we're back. Sorry, got rugged. So restarting the stream. Certainly apologize for that, guys. So welcome back. Did not mean for that to happen at all. But hopefully, if you guys can make it back, we will get back to where we were. Sorry for that, guys. I really am. I don't know what happened. I guess my connection dropped, although my internet didn't drop at all. So don't know what that's all about. But we will get right back to it. Thank you for joining back. And we'll see what's going on. Let's jump down here. Get all right. All right, here we go. Thank you guys for joining back. Certainly apologize for that. And we'll we'll try again. So yeah, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. We'll just keep moving right along because I'll try to connect this video to the last one. Hey, Jeremy, welcome. MB, appreciate you guys being back with me. Just lost connection there. So I'm going to try to keep this as consistent with the previous stream. We're catching up on all the alpha that Gary had. And we were talking about the VCon burn and whether the wood was for VCon or for the burn sale for VF2. It could be both. He's called out wood specifically for VCon, but you can also use it if the 15 characters match up to the 15 frames, as we think. Wood should be able to be used as one of your sets of 5 for the burn sale for new VF2 characters. That's the going theory right now. The burn comes after the raffle, so that's a very positive thing, and I just mentioned that right before we got cut off. Gary said today, frames are the key to new characters. Someone asked if his patient lava had to be the same frame type for the frames I'm burning. And he said, yes, frames are the key to new characters. So that's very interesting. If we had talked about previously whether or not patient lava had to be one of your collection items or if it had to be the same frame type. So someone asked very clearly, does my patient lava have to be the same frame type? He said, yes, frames are the key to new characters. So that's very interesting to see there. So we'll have to see what's going on with how that actually plays out, right? And we'll see what exactly that means from the mechanics side of things. That's what we don't know yet, is exactly how that's going to work. All right. Gary today has said a lot. I'm trying to cover that for you so we can have it on the books for us. People are worried about the 55,000 for Series 2. 90% of my audience doesn't know about book games, but 50% know about Series 2. Series 2 on open sale will be gas wars like mad. Friends list will be huge. So what he's saying is using book games tokens, you have a chance to get on the friends list and get your VF2 12 and a half days before the public mint. Whatever goes to public mint will have huge gas wars as the rest of the people who didn't know about book games come in and figure it out. So hopefully you're in already on book games and that's why you're here. Let's see. It says, wait till Series 2 really hits. If you ever wanted to buy a spec, I recommend it now. I think he's talking about VF1 there. We'll see. So we're just going through the things that Gary has said today. He said a ton, and I'm trying to make sure that we cover it all. Someone asked, should I hunt 5 marble or 5 clear? He said, not sure. Again, I think that matches up to the character. So what character you go to will matter. Do patients lava burn first for Series 2 new characters? He said, we will see. He has said it previously that it will burn first. Now, here's a theory for you. He has said patient lava, he said wood burns best, And then he said patience lava burns first, wood burns second, because he said wood burns second best after that. What if he's talking about the different steps of this process that we're going into right now? So what if patience lava plays into your VCon burn, which we expect to happen prior to probably next week? He's making an announcement Thursday, so the burn sale could happen even Friday. And that is well before the VF2 burn sale. So what if patience lava has to be one of the combinations that you have for the VCon burn sale and not necessarily for the VF2 burn sale? That would be consistent with the messaging and something we haven't necessarily thought of. It would be very interesting to see if that's the case. I don't have any confirmation from Gary on that, but it would be very interesting and would technically fit in the order of operations there. For the BG giveaway tomorrow, David, someone had said, I think it was Tim F had said that there was a wallet with 500 plus or 400 plus tokens in it, maybe 600, somewhere, some in the mid 100 range tokens, and ask if that was Gary's wallet. It's possible that he's just going to give away a bunch of tokens. Gary has tons, and he could just give away whatever he wants to. His stash is in the thousands, I believe. So it's not in the hundreds, but he probably has multiple wallets, maybe a VeeFriends wallet, maybe a Gary wallet specific, probably a ledger somewhere. So I think he's going to give away quite a few. I don't know what's going to be required for that. If it's a giveaway, I would think that there's not anything you have to exchange for it. That would be an exchange or a trade. So I don't know. I don't know what he's going to offer or how that's going to be the case. I'm very interested to see. It'll be the first time that I've seen him do a giveaway like this. All right. Have you ever thought about why there's a series filter on Token Trove? It doesn't need to be there. It's placed on purpose. I don't know, because Series 1 and Series 2 are going to be on OpenSea. Maybe that's a filter that is there for something long-term future. Book games are forever. So I don't know. I haven't given enough thought to that to give a real good answer on that. Let me make sure I continue going for you. Somebody asked, any news on Big Ass Glass? And he said, it's one of the characters I have the honor of developing for the next 40 years. 15 new characters equal 15 frames. Somebody asked. He goes, that math is true, but we will see, with a wink. He did say, you know, fur and fairy go together. That's where we got the initial thought. But he's yet to want to confirm it, that it is that case. He has never said anything that would contradict that theory, but he has not 100% confirmed it. Today, he said the red devil is the black cat, in reference to the black cat in VF1 being awesome, and red devil being something that I think he's going to prioritize as well. How many will be left by 2025? Not enough. I guess he's talking about book games, because there was the burning mechanism deflationary. He's saying everyone slept on book games. Well, 99%. We've been talking about that. If you've seen my previous videos, I think I have some titled "Stop Sleeping on Book Games." People think short term. I'm exploiting that and rewarding the few that think long. Every time he talks about that, book games are forever. Everything is a long-term concept. Guys, do me a favor too. Again, if you would, give me a thumbs up on this stream, because it's different than the last stream. It'll help push it a little bit higher, I think. Also, if you would share this one out, I had to reshare it. I don't know what happened. Apologize for that. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate you. MB Patience Lava has to be for V2 since 5 frames was confirmed. As you said, it hasn't confirmed the number of frames to burn for VCon. Yeah, we don't know. I'm just throwing out theories. It would be interesting. Big ass glass for clear frame. Yeah, that would make sense, because glasses are typically clear. So not a bad guess there. Any thoughts on the spec call out? Have core VF1s thinking through what to do between now and Monday, especially with the floor being swept? Yeah, I don't know necessarily. I don't know enough about that. I do know that Series 2 is going to have some type of whether it's a background or some way to distinguish its characteristics or variations is a word that Gary has used, saying that VF1 would have access to the most important NFT. And he was talking about variations at some point. So I think there's going to be something similar to that in regards to VF2s. But it could have something to do with the VF1 specs. It may not. Let's see. I want to keep up with all this stuff because Gary's done a lot. I want to make sure I get to it all for you. So he did say at 1:16 p.m. today, he said, going to give away some Book Games NFT in here tomorrow night. He then later posted a video saying the giveaway will happen along with Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday being extremely important. Next week, Series 1 info drops. He said that would be Monday. Also something brewing for Series 1 this summer. I think he meant to say considering. Again, people are talking about how, Book Games floor might hype prior to VF2, but then it's going to fall off. I don't agree. I think VCon is going to release a lot of new information about things that Gary has planned for the summer and the following seasons, and that will keep the floor continuing to climb for some time. There may be dips here and there, but I think this is legit, as well as all the burns that are going to happen. It's going to cause all the other tokens to become more valuable because there'll be fewer of them, right? Series 1 is the gifts that keeps on giving. Please give away some VF1. He said those days are over. All right. Will 10 book games give 4 friends list? He said math feels in that range, maybe 2, maybe 7. And we've talked about that, 26% chance. So if you have 10, you would kind of think that you might be able to get at least 2. That seems to be good math. All right. I want to make sure that sometimes he just says yes or no, and I have to review the question that's being asked, and I want to make sure I do that. Will Series 2 be on OpenSea? Yes, that's correct. VCon is an exclusive event. 99% of the stuff is for everyone. Series 1 specs will be happy with Series 2. And over the next decades, my plan is to make VF a very big deal in the world. Series 2 is the evolution. What do you think? Roughly how many people would be at VCon? 8,000 to 10,000, he said. Hopefully, I can be one of those. We are waiting to see. Any ideas about V1 Alpha? I think he's going to reveal what the advantage is of being a VF1 holder. Now, May did say on the chat in the Discord, her and Corso were in there, and May said that VF1 holders do not have to have a Book Games token. Gary kind of counteracted that by saying that they do need to have one. So we didn't get clarity on that. Maybe he misunderstood the question. Maybe she misunderstood the question. I don't know. But there seems to be something, certainly an advantage that VF1 holders have that Book Games holders may not just be able to have. VF1 gets it. 5 of 5, very rare or worth more because of his favorite number being 5. The 5 of 5, very rare. Maybe, there are some people that think that if you have token number 5, or like Book Games has 125,000 tokens, they're all numbered. If you have token 55,555, people think that should sell for more because it's a special token, or token 1 or token 0 even. So maybe it will. I can't say that for sure. Want to make sure I keep going here, keep chugging along. I don't want to make this video too long for us, but I do love chatting with you guys. The amount of people buying Book Games for a chance to get a VF1 might be a bit challenging and requires capital. I think it's my best bet to just hustle and save to get there. And Gary says, except you keep the Book Games NFT after the friends list, so it's still an asset will come into play in the future Book Games. The least important part is Series 2 when it's all said and done. Think about that. The least important part of Book Games is VeeFriends Series 2 access is the key to that. That's the least important part when it's all said and done. That's exciting to think about. Also makes you question on how many you want to burn. Will VeeFriends 2 be burnable as well? He said no. Public mint will need only 1,000 for mint. Why? What is the reason to buy now Book Games? You don't burn your Book Games NFT to be on the friends list, so it's a double asset. I explained that before I got cut off in the previous one. Paper hands will always be destroyed in the VeeFriends world. Always and forever, people will play me and VeeFriends short, and I will destroy them every time. That dinging is Twitter, and I'm trying to check because Gary posts there as well. Something I thought was interesting, he said, most of my internal plans are based on success at year 7. So mark it in your calendar, 2029 or 2028 if you're a VF1 holder. So when we get there, hopefully I'll still be here, and we'll talk about that. I'll do a flashback. What are the characters that is not one of the 15 new ones in VF2? He said, you know them already. We believe those are the Series 1 characters. Somebody asked, what's the floor price for VF2? He said, the market will decide. And he's posted his videos about next week being insane. Free book games NFTs tomorrow around 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you need to mark your calendars, put an alarm right now, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. Be in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you should be. 306,000 people in this Discord right now. And folks show up when Gary shows up. Let's see. 6 to 7 is the time he's the most free at. People are guessing at Gary's schedule. He said, I am. It's just my life. If you want a free book games NFT for tomorrow, you need an Immutable X wallet. And he was asking for help on how to set that up. I did a step-by-step video that leads you to that. So you can follow that as well. But there are also some great videos out there on how to do that. And Immutable X does a good job of helping people set that up as well. Let's see. Somebody had asked, oh, can't find that. So wish we knew if one patient lava was enough in our set of 5 to burn first. He said, you'll know everything soon. As soon as you know it, though, the floor rises, right? Gary grew up in New Jersey. That's true. Somebody asked, you mentioned 10 frames earlier. Was that 10 of the same or 2 sets of 5? He said it's sets of 5. If you can afford 10, 20, 30, but always sets of 5. Buy a spec if you can afford it. He did say that. Remember those who sold for 0.1. Why are they? Yes, why not? They are part of the community in here. Yep. Not everybody is a whale. We know that's the case. He sent a picture of a grumpy face of himself and said, that's my face for everyone who's underestimating this week. It was funny. He's still here. He's been here all day. He's going on 8 hours of my count. So people can't say, does Gary ever come in here? He's here. He's quoting, somebody quoted him saying, and I've said it as well, I've quoted him, soon NFTs will be utility first, collectability second. V2 has no utility though, right? He said, correct. It does have a surprise though. So the VeeFriends blog post from yesterday said it does come with something. And Gary said prior to that blog post that it has a card up its sleeve. That remains to be seen what that is. So very interested. People are buying all sorts of stuff these last few months in here, and yet Book Games was right there for under 0.2 for months. Wild mistakes. People minting things from anonymous founders while underestimating my execution, he said. All right. Are all rare VF1s money or just spec 1 of 1s? He said both, but spec V1 have special surprise in series 2 that no other version has. So maybe that answers your question from earlier. Let's see. Do we think any thoughts on spec call out? I answered that there. Any ideas about the V1 Alpha? We talked about that. Trying, James, trying to stay alive. It's tough. I was pretty overwhelmed today trying to get some money transferred to get a VF1. Not easy. What do you think of Galaxy and Rainbow frames? They haven't been touched in the news by Gary Vee. It's always the high or low frames. There's 15 frames. Hard for him to comment on all of them. I think Rainbow is a good opportunity for people right now. I haven't checked the Galaxy lately, but if you can snag those, do it. Get them. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, I said it. Hey, our friend's back. This person who just wants to spam our chat the whole time. All right. So let's see. I got to scroll past that garbage. Will the burning event date be announced in advance or will it be announced randomly at some time? So the burning event for the VCon sale, we expect him to announce that Thursday. The burning for VF2 will be announced. If you look at the VeeFriends blog site where it talks about kind of the map to get there, they put a map at the bottom. your wallet, your opportunity to burn for VF2 or to be on the friends list for VF2 is locked in as of April 5th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Then there will be another day in April. It could be the next day. It could be a week from then, where you'll have 12 and a half days to mint. After that, another day in April after that 12 and a half day period will be the general public sale. So at some point following the friends list allocation on 4/5, April 5th, will be the burn sale. So it could be the next day. It could be a week from then. We expect that to be announced at some point. It would be great. Talked about the clown being one of his favorites today. He did say that. That's true. We're assuming that's Rainbow. It makes sense. Thank you guys for answering each other. That's cool. Hey, Jamie, there's attribute spectacular in frame, but what about VeeFriend count? Yeah, we haven't seen any conversation about that. Gary hasn't talked about that. What does it mean for VF2 or even VF1? That could be part of the VF1 announcement. We haven't seen any announcements about that for VF2. So everybody's asked that question. We have absolute zero information so far about that I have seen. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate you as well. Thanks for being here. Guys, if you're not, please subscribe to my channel. Also hit the notification bell so when I go live like this, you are aware and you don't miss out. I really waited today. I had the opportunity to go live earlier, but I waited because the things that he was saying, he has said many times before. So I was waiting to see if he was going to drop something that was time sensitive, and he did when he was talking about Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So if you missed that part, I said it on the previous video that got cut off, but Monday is an announcement for VF1 holders. Tuesday is for, quote, collectors at heart, where you're going to have 800 of us are going to have the opportunity to buy something that's not an NFT. And then Thursday is the VCon sale announcement. So Gary has called those things out specifically in a video of himself. He said it with his own voice. So there's no misinterpretation via his typing. Sometimes he leaves out words and punctuation. Would you buy or sell a conviction to hold more book games tokens for the next month? He said for the next month, I would sell is my guess. I guess he's thinking you should get more tokens as opposed to the rare ones. So maybe that answers a previous question in here. Will VF2 have different rarities assigned randomly like VF1? Something like that, but I think cooler. He has used the word variation as opposed to rarity. Be interested to see what he says or how that plays out, right? So everybody with 5 tokens of the same frame has a chance to buy a new special character or first come, first serve. Not buy, he said, burn their 5 for a new character. It is first come, first serve, but most will be okay as the math works out for almost most to get it. That is an interesting statement. There's 55,555 in Series 2. 32,000 of those are set aside for the friends list. So if you're doing the math, that's 13,555 for the burn. However, if you tried to burn 5 sets of frames, 13,555, you're looking at, what's that, 65,000 plus book games tokens being burned. That's half of all book games tokens in existence for a game that's supposed to last 40 years. So that would be incredible if that's the case. So what the going theory among the Discord family right now is that maybe there's 10,000 or so set aside for the public mint, and maybe there's some set aside somehow for VeeFriends holders, which would be, you know, another 20,000, leaving a very small amount, less than 5,000 for the burn for the 5 frames. If that's the case, 5 frames times 5,000 or so, roughly, maybe 5,555 for the burn side of VF2, that's 25,000 book games token, which is still a healthy chunk. That's 20%, right? So for him to say most come or first come, first serve, but most will be okay as the math works out, that is surprising, especially if you look at the number of wallets that have 5 frames or more of specific frames. Be very interesting to see that. The floor is high and it's going to get higher. Just hold on to your seat. Here we go. All right. Gary asked, who has 5 or more book games NFTs and is planning on burning and going to VCon? Me. He then said, his very next statement, getting 5, 6, 7 wood frames is a nice idea. We shall see. Wait till you see the art on VCon tickets. Remember, so someone said 5 book games equals VCon ticket. He answered that earlier today and said nope. And then he said, remember, wood burns best. So he wants us to know. Notorious Ninja is going to be a beast. And then following that, this is where he said 800 of you will beat out the rest starting Tuesday. This will be a non-NFT event. You'll see fun week. That's where he's talking about the collectors having a chance to buy something. The 800 will win the chance to buy something that's not an NFT. You'll see. And someone asked, even Europeans? And he said, yes, worldwide. So an online worldwide non-NFT event. He said, yes, that really matters in the expansions of VeeFriends IP and a preview, which is great. We obviously want this to go worldwide. The more people that are in the book games or in the VeeFriends family, rising tide lifts all boats, right? We're excited for that. We want more people to be a part of this. We're going to take this project to #1, right? Watch out, Board 8. We're coming. And then he gave a shout out to Tim F. Congrats, Tim F, for the shout out. Real OG WLTV fan. That's awesome. All right. We're getting close to catching up to where Gary is live. Make sure I don't miss anything that would be of value to you. Who else wishes they bought more books? All right. So back in August, you could buy 12 of his books and you would get a free NFT, which turned out to be book games. Then you didn't know. Book games didn't exist. So you were going on faith in Gary. Turned out really well for a lot of people. V1 does a lot for Series 2. Specs are part of Series 1 and have a nice advantage, but all Series 1 VeeFriends do well. In fact, many should sweep the floor of VF if they could. Trying, Gary. We're trying to do that. I want to make sure I get everything here. Feel free to throw some questions in the chat. I will answer those in just a moment. All right. Should I sell Patient Lava for more floor tokens so I can get 2 sets of the same frame? He said, if you want to do your thing in the next 3 to 6 months, yes. If you're thinking longer, no. So Patient's Lava could have a greater implication in the long run as opposed to in the short term. If someone's trying to get 2 sets of the same frame, that would seem to indicate they're looking toward the burn event for VF2. Gary's saying if you want to do your thing in the next 3 to 6 months, sell your Patient Lava and get sets of frames. That would seem to indicate VF2. If you're thinking longer, no, would seem to indicate that Patient's Lava has something more to do in the long term. So not sure exactly what that means, but it'll be very interesting to hear him flesh that out a little bit more. We really need to know. Series 2 will be insane. Get every friend you have to mint to Series 2. It'll be under $1,000 and super fun. Wish I get a chance to mint, just have 2 book games. You will. There will be a public mint. So he's going to confirm that. I don't think he's just hoping that's the case. We think he has set aside some. He showed a screenshot of his text messages. Do we have a good system for public mint? Even though we've been giving people a huge opportunity to be on the friends list for 12.5 days and book games NFTs are well priced, it's still going to be a lot of people who don't see it. And when the hype for the public mint happens, it's going to be chaos. Hopefully all of us in here have VF2s by then, and we're just laughing at the gas fees that people are willing to pay. Gift Goat is the best NFT on earth. My mom said so. I wonder if he gave his mom a gift goat. And like she's getting the jackets and the gifts and all the things. 10 pearl frames, burning for 2 new characters best. Recommendations. He said it will be chosen for you. All right, I'm done guessing. I'm going to call it straight that the frames match the characters. I've been saying it for a while. That statement right there absolutely makes me believe that it does. 10 pearl frames. Somebody said 10 pearl frames, burning for 2 new characters best, ? Recommendations, as in which characters should I burn for? And he said it will be chosen for you. To me, that means you have a pearl frame, it matches to a specific character that is chosen for you. That's what it means to me. There could certainly be another metric by which he just throws out whoever has this frame, I'm going to pick one for you and you get something different, even though those frames are the same. I can't imagine he would do that. For me, this solidifies it that this is the case. Let me jump back into the chat really quick. Do you have to have 5? Only if you want to burn for the new character, Paolo. The best time to sell is when you need to sell, I guess. But right now, things are going up. So if you don't need them and you're not looking to burn, I would say hold. I guess that means you don't really need a patience lava if you're going for anything above black or something like that. I don't know, David. That's I just don't feel clarity on that. What do I think the floor will reach in the short term? I think we're headed to 0.6. I called that out, sometime in February. I said the floor would double or triple by the time we get to VF2. We are on our way. So it's up 50% right now, probably from when I called it there. I would expect it to get to 0.4 in the next week, certainly after all these announcements come through, and then on its way to 0.6. So that's my guess. I'm sticking to it. Shed some light on how many characters in VF2. There's 55,555. Do you think all of them will have characters or a few? So they'll all have characters, but there's 15 new characters in Series 2, and that's going to be a small percentage, according to Gary. The rest will likely be some type of variation of Series 1 characters. But it's, if you think about it in sports card terms, every player has a card every year. You're right, their rookie card, and then year one, on and on and on. But it's still the same player. It's just a variation on the card. They're in a different pose. They're doing something different. So I'm looking at it as if that's the case. Tim F is going to sell. Really? He wants to sell his MFer to get more book games. That's cool. How many special characters VF2 are available? He said a small percentage, B-Bob. Paolo, when we say long-term, we're talking years, decades, maybe. Long-term. Long-term investment. Something you're investing in for your kids, maybe. Should we wait for Series 2 or wait for a special character? I don't understand that question, B-Bob. So Series 2, the special characters are Series 2 characters. So maybe that's what that is. All right. Public Mint's wide open. Who needs help picking a VF1 right now? I do, Gary. I need help. Let's say that. All right. Wild time. What's the VF1 play if you can't afford a spec? Wild timing. I'm going to share a few now. If it's top characters of demand. So then he started posting VF1 characters that people should be looking at. So that's why we were getting all these pings. That's great. So he's posting VF1s for people to buy, which is awesome. Really cool to have and see. I want to make sure I stay on top of where we are with his chat. So we've done a good job here in 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes now, catching up to Gary in the chat. It's been a wild day. He has not left the chat all day. Sometimes he'll say something like, hey, I'm going to tell you something really cool, and then walk away for 30 minutes to an hour and then come back, right? Today, he's been all day long. I want to invest in Gary's NFT. Are there future projects or public mint incoming? Yes, Series 2. It's amazing how many people come in here and have no idea what's going on with this. Why do I keep getting pinged? Gary said, because I'm on one. Don't know what that means. Do you think it's a good idea to not burn book games for VF2? I really like all my 42 book games. That's a whale, by the way, if you have 42 book games and don't want to sell them. Series 2 is going to be hot. Is the giveaway still happening tomorrow? Okay, so Gary said yes, 6 to 9 p.m. So 10 minutes ago, I just told you he said 6 to 7. Maybe that's when it starts. Now he's saying 6 to 9. So maybe there will be a little bit more time to jump into that. Book game's going to be played forever. He said, smart. Does Gary ever talk in here? And he laughed at that. Yeah. How do I enter the giveaway? Be here from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. We will be here. I will likely be live streaming that, I would imagine. Public mint will be nothing. Just win GAs. Just win Gas Wars. Sorry. He capitalized a bunch of stuff. Public mint needs to hold a book game tokens. No, you just need to win the Gas Wars. Good luck at that. Public mint don't need anything, he said. Just bought a Last Class Standing. Fire VeeFriend, he said. Series 1 VF will not be the same after I announce Monday. That's what I'm afraid of, because I don't know if I'm going to get my money over there fast enough, but that's how it goes. All right, so we're caught up. Great. So let's talk. Let's talk, team, about what everything that Gary has said today. Any questions? Daniel, I see you said tomorrow's giveaway will break and then I can't see below that right now. So I'm going to type scroll to be able to see that. Hey, there we go. We'll break the internet, probably. Yeah. Thoughts on 5 Pearl NFTs? No hype on Pearl frames, even though it's rarer than Emerald. Jonathan, welcome to my stream. Apparently, you haven't seen any of them before because every one of them I was calling out Pearl for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Pearl needs your focus. It is extremely rare frame. It's the 3rd most rare frame. It has been very low for a long time. Gary did just say, somebody asked about Pearl frames. He did say your VF2 will be chosen for you, which makes me think it's going to correspond to possibly the 3rd most rare VF2. So I think that that's a good opportunity. If you have those, it's great. And I think they had been undervalued for a long time. Maybe the floor is starting to catch up, but they were a good buy for a long time. Yes, 6 to 9 tomorrow, Sunday, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Gary's doing a giveaway in a book games giveaway in the VeeFriends Discord. 220 per new character. Where did you see that, Daniel? I did not see that, and I just went through everything he said. So I haven't seen that specific statement. If you saw it somewhere, point me to it. I'd love to. In fact, I'll check Twitter right now to make sure I didn't miss it there. Goodness. All right, he said on Monday, announce more details on Series 2. There's a massive win for Series 1 holders. I know a lot of you haven't joined yet. Feel free to visit Discord to get alpha on why now is the time. Series 2 is going to be insane. And then I haven't seen anything other than that. So if you saw 220 per new character, Daniel, I'd love to see that. Share it with me somewhere. Hit me in the Discord with a DM or wherever. Yeah, please. I don't know that Gary said it. Maybe somebody else was guessing it. After the raffle snapshot floor is going to drop with sellers recouping, should be good to put together sets of 5. That's possible. The floor drop a little bit, but we will see how that goes. Okay, so again, the big news today, Monday, there's going to be information on VF1's advantage in VF2. Gary said that will be that. The floor is going to change there forever. So if you can't get a VF1 before then, you're probably going to be out of luck on getting them at the prices you see right now. On Tuesday, for collectors at heart, 800 of you will have the opportunity to buy something, a non-NFT worldwide event, which is good for VeeFriends and going to expand the IP. And then on Thursday, the VCon burn sale, where you need at least 5 wood frames. He said 5, 6, 7 wood frames, maybe. But wood frames are what you need for the VCon ticket sale. Gary has 1,000 tickets in his personal collection. He obviously is already going, so he's doing a burn sale. Currently, it's 13 book games tokens, 1 of each attribute of the 13 attributes, with the same spectacular background. That's pretty pricey, so a sale is going to be less than that. And he said it's wood frames. So will I be able to get in V2 since I have 2 V1s without burning? He said, you will know more on Monday. Again, I think May let it slip. Don't get her in trouble, Gary, if you see that. We love May. She's amazing. But the statement was made that VF1s will not need book games tokens, or maybe not need to burn book games tokens. We'll see. Right? All right. Any other questions? I really just wanted to get this out because of the time-sensitive nature of that. You've got about 36 hours until that Monday information drops. Let me make sure I get all of your questions going. I actually meant the 15 new characters. Should you buy a VF2 or wait for a new character? Oh, I see what you mean. So if you have a friends list pass and you have the opportunity to mint and pay 1,000 for that, that's separate. You're paying actual ETH to get that. To get a new character, one of the 15, you can only get that by burning 5 of your frames that are the same frame. So if you choose to mint new characters, you have the opportunity attached to your wallet. That's just you and ETH. But if you're going to burn for new characters, that's you and book games tokens. So go for both, honestly, if you can. That's what I plan to do. If I get the opportunity to mint, I'm going to mint as many as I can. And if I get a new character via the frames, I'm going to try to do that too. I'm willing to burn for that. So I would say go for both. Okay, Santosh, thanks for reminding me again. Let me see this. So here's Wade Watts, who's, by the way, has a great tool that he is creating and developing for book games analysis of understanding what wallets have what, the floor prices of everything. It's just a really comprehensive book game tool that he's working on. This is Wade Watts, Wadewatts. Shout out to Wade. And he put together kind of a list of guesses. And so I thought it was an interesting list. I'll show that to you. So he said Champagne, Neon, and Pearl, maybe those are part of the 3 characters that aren't revealed yet. Emerald could be the mantis, the gator, maybe the toad, because those are green animals. Rainbow for clown, a lot of folks have guessed that. Galaxy, we don't necessarily know, something to do with space, but maybe we haven't seen that character yet because we haven't seen all of the 15 new characters. Caviar could go to penguin because penguin eat fish. Granite, I don't know. He said maybe the devil, but I don't know about that. Fur for fairy is confirmed. We know that from Gary himself. Gary's only said the word marble twice in this Discord, ever, in 16,000 messages that you can search. So we don't know anything about that. Black, a lot of folks think that ninja and black could go together, but it could be the penguin as well, maybe a panda. Gold possibly for Viking. Clear for ghost seems to be a common thought, that the ghost could be clear, right? But also someone said big ass glass. Maybe that could be something. Silver, and then don't know for silver. Wood, a lot of folks have said the devil for wood because wood burns best and devil burns. So maybe that could be the case. So just some thoughts on that. Some guesses. We don't know. The only one that I feel confident in saying we do know is the fairy, because Gary said you better have fur frames. All right. I want to make sure Gary's going fast again. I want to make sure I stay current on what he said. How can I get on the friends list for series 2 book games? We'll be able to, let's see. That's not it. Are all 10,000 VeeFriends different drawings, or some the same with different backgrounds? Trying to look for an Ant VeeFriend. He asked for series 1. Any specific to Gary originally owns VeeFriends involved with VF2? He said, you will see. Any series looking for an ant? Accountable ant? He asks. So this isn't really giving us anything new. If I buy a book game, is it guaranteed friends list for series 2? He said, no. These are people who are asking questions that have been answered quite a bit by us here, and certainly in the Discord and Twitter spaces and podcasts and everywhere else you can find information. It's been answered 1,000 times over in the last month. So Gary, it's a raffle between all book games NFTs, no matter the rarity. Correct. All book games are the same when it comes to getting on the friends list. That's been a common question. If I have 5 wood frames, what are my odds? Do I get a chance to see my 5 raffles before burn? Yes, he confirmed that yesterday. So that's really cool. Glad to see that. Who's burning for VCon tickets next week? That's me. Who's burning book games next week for VCon tickets? Man, I say Ty, whatever you like best, hurry. Wild Wallopy or Macro Micro, going to buy that spec now. So then he said, Ty, whatever you like best. And he's asking who's burning. VCon will be iconic, plus VCon ticket is an NFT too. Wait till you see new names for VCon. Excited about that. So he's dropping this right now. I'm reading this live. You're getting this. This is why it's a live stream, because you're getting the information live. Guy, this is funny. He said, I finally turned my girlfriend into a huge Gary Vee fan. She put up a hard fight, but she is fully in now. He said she had no chance. Is a VCon ticket going to be a collectible, or is it safe to sell if we can't attend? And he said, that's a burning question. All right. All right, so we're up to date again. Let me check in with you guys. How do you enter the giveaway? Just by being in the chat. Just by being there, make sure you have an Immutable X wallet so that you can receive whatever is given away, because you have to have a wallet to do so. If I get a VF2, what's your speculation on how much you can sell it for in OpenSea? Nobody knows. The market's going to decide that. I'm hopeful it's, 1 to 5 ETH. Let me give you a huge range like that. I have no idea. But if you're paying for it, you're paying, half an ETH tops. And if ETH drops off the table, it's still even less than that. And if you're burning for it, you only spent 1.25. So I would imagine it would be more than that. I say hopefully you've only paid around that. The floor's been low for a while. So maybe 2 to 3 would be nice. You have a fur frame, just 1. That's not enough, Bob. You need 5 if you're going to burn for the fairy. There's no way it's the same amount per character. I agree with you, Crumb. Certainly the higher characters, if the frames do match up, 5 champagnes would be crazy to burn. I can't even imagine burning 5 champagnes for a new character, no matter how great it is. So I think there may be some type of tiered system or scaled system for that. Let's see. Someone said, busy NFT, a lot's happened today. You need to do a summary. That's funny, right? Apparently they don't realize what's going on. We'll tell them we're live streaming now. Where are you? Join us. Oh goodness, I need to do it this way because I have the live stream here. Well, he'll figure it out. Back to your questions here. There's no imagine 5 to 7 wood frame gets burned for 1,000 VCon tickets. That's 5 to 7,000. There are less than 1,000 wallets with 5 or more wood frames. Great. That means we're not in a rush. But yeah, the burn is going to be crazy. With all of these things coming through, it seems like it's possible we could see upwards of 20 to 25,000 Book Games tokens being burned in the next month or so, month and a half, which dramatically is going to increase the value of the other ones. It's going to change the landscape. We're going to say wood is so common, wood's not worth anything. That's going to change. Wood character could be more rare, David. Absolutely. Gary can do that. Is it better ROI to burn for new characters or just hold for the long term? When in doubt, hold, but we don't know the answer. We really don't know what that's going to be. The market's going to decide that value. All right, let's see what Gary's saying here. He's got a lot more going on. Somebody asked, would you burn 5 Galaxy or 5 Rainbow to get a VF2? Is that you? You asked that to him? And he responded, when you see what Rainbow is, I would say yes. Okay, cool. Floor VF1 is a wild play given what's coming Monday. Words on those Unicars, 6 months in December. So he said May earlier on that. No, I don't see anything here. 5 fur or 5 wood lava? Fur for new character, wood for VCon. Great. So if 32,000 book games be friends listed for, does this mean VF2 will be over 10,000 K NFTs? Yes, he's already said that. 55,555. Can we sell the VCon ticket burned with Book Games tokens? Yep, now you are thinking. So a lot of people might buy wood frames just to get the VCon ticket and then sell it, right? Hoping that they can make a profit on that. Again, I've said this before. I think VCon tickets will always have intrinsic value as an NFT. There will always be some value there. But the value that you would get from selling for someone to attend the VCon conference is going to rise up until maybe about 2 weeks before the conference and then fall, because people are going to have to travel. And if you try to sell your ticket 2 days before the trip, it's going to be very hard to find a larger market than you could have found earlier, because fewer people are going to be able to make that trip happen and be a real thing for them, a reality. Someone asked, new character, only fur? What about 5 marble or glass? He said, not only fur, right? VCon tickets are insane. He is hyping those dramatically. All right. Okay, guys. So we're caught up. I don't know that Gary's going to give us anything necessarily new now that he hasn't given us all day long. As I said on my last stream yesterday, when Gary knows something, he really struggles to keep it in. So he's called out the days for us: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I think those will be the big announcements, and he's probably binding his team to that and himself. So I don't know that he's going to reveal that. Some people are seeing it. I'm giving it my all in here for all of you. Monday, a lot of changes for VF1. So that seems to be the case. All right, I'm gonna wrap up in here, and if you don't have any more questions, I appreciate you guys being here. This has been a lot longer than I thought it would be, but I did want to get all this information out to you and ensure that you heard it here. If you have more questions, hit me up on Twitter or in Discord. I want to make sure that we always get those answered. I appreciate you being here. We'll continue to put out this content so long as it's valuable to you. And thanks a lot. Right? Web3's future. Book games is forever. We'll see you next time. All right. Have a good one. Thanks, everybody.